Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing? Today we're going to be tackling a very old mystery on Halo Reach, and that is the Secret Longsword. So this was a video that somebody sent me very recently and asked me to look into it. And actually, I've never seen it before, but apparently there is a hidden longsword outside of the firefight map, Installation 04. So we're going to go check it out. And to do that, make sure you set your Xbox to local or my Xbox 360 in the settings. And then just start up the firefight game. And I'll explain the details later. Obviously, at the time of narrating this, I already know the results and everything, but I'm gonna build up a little bit of suspense and let me just show you first what the original person in that video was trying to explain as the Easter egg. So what you want to do is activate pan cam on Halo Reach, and to do that, it's so I'm on bumper jumper, but it's basically your reload, switch grenades, right stick, and then up on a D-pad. So on bumper jumper, that's B, A, right stick, up on a D-pad. And just hold it down for a couple of seconds so those numbers appear. And then once the numbers appear, just end the game, and then simply switch to theater mode. Now if you're doing this on the Xbox One, every now and then theater mode clips, actually quite frequently theater mode clips on Halo Reach corrupt. And even to a limited extent Halo 3. I don't know why they do that. It must be like an issue with the backwards compatible versions, but the theater mode is extremely unreliable on Halo Reach on the Xbox One backwards compatible version. Anyways, now that we're back in theater mode here, just hold down left stick, right stick, and left on the D-pad to switch to pan cam mode. When you're in pan cam mode, you'll be able to fly around the map a lot easier, and you can increase the speed of your camera by pressing up on the D-pad, or you can decrease the speed by pressing down on a D-pad. And with that, this is actually one of the easier maps to explore with pan cam. Some maps are a little trickier because they have like barriers everywhere, even in pan cam. But here, we can easily just fly around and, explore around. But exploring is for another time, or something that you guys can try on your own, because there's definitely some cool things out the map. But for this video, I'm going to show you the longsword fighter that the original video that was sent to me was trying to show. So that longsword fighter is all the way over here on top of the mountain. Just a random low poly longsword fighter just hanging out here by itself. And for the duration of the game, it just literally just sits out here. And yeah, it's also not solid, and it's a pretty simple longsword. See, it's the interior is hollow. There's no actual pilots. It's just sitting here, and it's just not doing anything. So what is this longsword fighter? Well, the original video tried to say it was an Easter egg, and a lot of people some people believed it, others disagreed with it, and other people had their own theories in the comment section of that video. And I've never seen it before myself either, but I decided to do a little bit of digging into it. And some people in the comment section of that original video, and that video is like, I don't know, 8 years old now, I think, or 7 years old. But some people had quite a few theories about it, and a few of those theories did check out. So I'm gonna go into right away. I'll just go into which one was the correct theory. So this longsword fighter here, yes, it's just sitting out here doing nothing, but it actually does have a purpose, and it's not like an Easter egg or anything. At best, it's just an interesting thing. So what actually happened is, and in that original video, I don't know if it was done intentionally or not as a trick, or if the poster was just unaware, but the reason why that longsword fighter just sits out there and does nothing is because under scenario settings, weapon drops was disabled. If it's disabled, that longsword fighter will just sit out there and won't do anything. If it's enabled, at the beginning of the firefight game, you will see a longsword fighter fly overhead. And this is the case for any open maps. You'll see a longsword fighter fly overhead and drop off a few drop pods with weapons in them, as you'll see in just a second. So once the game starts, overhead is where the longsword fighter will fly from. There it is, and drops a few weapon drop pods. So that is the Longsword Fighter. Now, let's double check to make sure it's the same one. Just for proof. So I enabled pan cam again here. And we're gonna go to theater mode in just a second once this loads up. And just a reminder, if you're going to play around with pan cam, every time you start up another game, Firefight, custom games, you will have to re-enable pan cam again. And also, you have to stay on local as well. The game you want to check out on pan cam, like the theater mode clip, that could have been on Xbox Live, that's okay. But to actually activate the pan cam feature itself, you have to be on local. If you try it on Xbox Live, nothing will happen. Alright, so here we are. So let me just quickly switch to pan cam here. And let's fly up and see where the longsword is. As you can see right off the bat, it's already moved. And yeah, it's already starting its flight path overhead, and it's going to drop off the drop pod soon. But based on its smoke trail there, you can actually see its flight path. So this is where it originally starts from. It's facing the map. And I guess somehow it just flies over here, takes a sharp 90-degree turn, and flies normally from that point on. Unfortunately, I cannot revert the clip back to see the exact flight path. I mean, we know the flight path based on the smoke, but if I put the camera out there and then I restart the clip or go back to the last part of the clip, it just puts me back at this loading screen. So I'm not able to see the entire flight of the longsword from where it spawns to how it makes the 90-degree turn. But yeah, that's the truth behind the mystery of that longsword fighter. So if anybody had any doubts, and the person that showed it to me, this is the answer to that. It is just the longsword that drops off the drop pods, and the only reason why it's hanging out there in that video is because ordnance supply drops was turned off. And this is not just for the map installation 04. Like I said, any map where you have a longsword fighter dropping off ordnance, it'll be the same case. If you turn off weapon drops, they'll be hanging out there, and if you turn it on, they'll spawn out there, same, and fly overhead. So it's not an Easter egg, but it is still interesting that the longsword still spawns out there, even though ordnance drops are disabled. You would expect them to not spawn at all, but for some reason they still spawn anyways. It's kind of a waste of game resources to have them out there and do nothing, but I guess in this case, just one longsword fighter doesn't really affect performance that much. But, you know, it's interesting nonetheless, but it wasn't too much of a deep mystery or an Easter egg or anything. Just a little, I guess, misunderstanding or possibly a intentional trick. But anyways, I hope that did clear up any doubts on that little obscure mystery here. And if you guys did enjoy this or find it interesting, make sure to leave a like and leave your thoughts in the comments. Or just anything else you mean to like investigate or check out, you know, anything from way back or obscure, just let me know, and I'll do my best to take a look at it. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.